I mean, we know you're smart.
Everybody
you're buying Bitcoin.
Everybody watching this channel is smart. So shout out to you guys.
If you're
Biggs and Bogs.
nice.
Yeah.
I get some plans for the
Oh, hey guys. Welcome back to your future handle, Biggs and Bogs.
Caught me off guard, don't I?
I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
We got Spencer on sound and screens. Thanks for joining us today, folks. We got a good one for you. Getting deep into some serious stuff here. So smash that like button and let's get right into it. What are we up to today and how can we plan for tomorrow? Julian.
Thanks, Marty. Today, we're going to talk about the insolvency of banks. Where is all the money going? Where is all the money going? Crypto, just kind of another modern stock trading. A lot of younger people getting into it. We're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to get into a market scope.
Markets go.
Markets go. So today, we are looking at the Bitcoin daily, and there is a lot of red candles there, as we can see, opposed to the green. Not a lot of price action. We're still kind of floating between that low we had at 17.8 or 17.5, whatever it was, and 24K, 25K being the range. And we're still floating around. I do think next week we're going to see some lower price action again. But the question is, how low can we possibly go? Because we've had this really strong line of support in this asymmetrical kind of triangle we got going on here. So, yeah.
Well, honestly, it looks pretty good for all the crap that's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of other assets that are doing a ton worse, and Bitcoin's finding good support at this price. So I'm thinking like worst bottom I could ever imagine seeing. I'd be surprised if I saw 14,000, but it looks pretty strong in this area right here. If we can hold this level of support for another 2 or 3 months and just go sideways, that's really good. So either way, we're DCAing. This is a great time to DCA. If you haven't started DCAing, now is a really good time to start because we're right down in these lows.
Here's... If we drew a line at 14.8, so if we did go down there, if we hit it, say 14.8, we're looking at
it's like another 40% down
here. Yeah, we're looking at
from there 20%.
Another 20% move, another 20% move to the downside. And if that happens, I am definitely going to be scooping some more Bitcoin.
If that happens, it's going to be quick. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So if that happens, so personally, I have some limit orders set all the way down to 14. If that happens, so they get picked up without me even paying attention to what's going on.
Yes.
And some of which is going into a long position to be stacked to keep DCAing into a long position, as well as a spot bag, right? So that we make some money on the trade on the way up on a lower leverage long that I'll plan to be holding for months, if not a year, to see how that goes.
Yeah, and if we don't see some upwards price action this week here, like I'm thinking a low of maybe just like 17.2 over the next week or two or something like that. If it does start to, or if we do see some more bearish price action, but I think we're just going to continue to float around here. You know, maybe we get a little pump and retest the 20 or the 50 here on the daily, but I'm not expecting too much this year. Honestly, I think this thing's going to drag out.
Perfect time to accumulate. Yeah. Everything you see in the news is all about them trying to scare everybody out of the market. They want to push it down as far as they possibly can, and they are, while it's going down, they are constantly DCAing. They're just scooping it up while they make you panic sell it. So that's what we're doing. We're not buying into the bullshit. We're buying into the assets that they're trying to scare you out of, and we're doing it $100 or $10 or whatever you can afford at a time, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever your plan is, and it doesn't matter, right? So it's beside a regular life, it's set up for the future. It's your savings plan. And basically with crypto, it is just the stock market of the future. Basically in the past, you would fill out a little paper at the bank and you would buy some stock. And then and that was it. It was a paper thing that you actually had. And then when you would go to sell it, you would fill out this other paper thing. You would pay your taxes. They would give you the money. You've now sold that stock. Exactly. So with crypto, and these stocks that you were buying in the past are in companies, right? So say you're buying a stock in Disney. Well, now Disney has Disneyland, and now they have merchandise. Now they have all this more stuff that makes their stock more valuable. It goes up over time. And you hold that stock and your stock earns more money. But with crypto, it's the same thing. We're just investing in a network because everything is digital nowadays. So we're not going to be stacking files of paper for our stocks. We're going to be stacking cryptocurrency, crypto assets to secure the network that all this stuff is going to be built on in blockchain, in Web3, in the future of the digital world, basically. Because
and the ones who got those slips of paper early
Yeah.
were the ones who profited the most.
100%.
Right?
And
You know, and like you said, we're starting to see people transition into digital or intangible assets.
Yeah.
Regardless, right?
Yeah.
There's less.
In 2020, we saw a massive shift in the market, and the market went absolutely nuts while everybody was paying attention to something else. And
something else.
And it was literally market manipulation at its finest, probably probably the best market manipulation that in human history.
It was the best.
And so
to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's insane what is going on, what has happened.
Yeah.
Right.
But it allowed us to see it from a different perspective for a change, because we started following things like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency and seeing, you know, kind of
their tactics, how they do it, how it works, how the whole world works around money. How money drives everything that you do, even if if you think it has nothing to do with money, it actually always has. It's just money. It's all it is. Everything that's happening is driven by the markets, so they can make you buy, and do the opposite, so that they make your money. Right? They put a bunch of money into the system, they funnel it through everybody, and then it ends up back in their pockets again. It's using the psychology of the human brain. So now that we know that, we can profit from it and stop being, we can shear our wool off.
I don't buy into the stock market now, or gold now, but
no. I mean, I still want to diversify a little bit and still buy into some tech stocks, but I'm not going to be going into anything else much more than tech stocks and crypto here as we hit this bear market bottom.
And people,
hopefully.
and like, just, there's
slow.
cryptocurrencies, very volatile. I want to, keep it in mind that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, in my opinion at least, are very separate things. Bitcoin is its own kind of entity, and all cryptocurrencies are run by someone or some company or some team of people.
That's right.
Right. And
they're all copies of Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO. We need to remember that. It's kind of just the internet of value.
Yeah.
Or the email communication of value. Right?
Yeah, it's its own entity.
It's its own thing that, it's immutable, and
it's never been down, and it's not controlled by people.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's basically AI. It's a running algorithm, right?
Yeah.
It'll constantly run and forever. It's set up now. You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it.
Which is why we got to have that dollar cost average long-term mentality with Bitcoin, because we can never time this market. It's disgusting how volatile. Well, it's great how volatile it is if you become a trader. That's what we want in trading, is volatility.
Yeah.
But if you were someone who started buying in at 60K or 69K,
and you're waiting years,
and it's down 85%, you're obviously not feeling very good. But come 2024, that's the thing. We need to be mindful of the production cycle, and every 220,000 blocks of Bitcoin that are mined, we go through these halving cycles that cause the price of Bitcoin to go back up to all-time highs,
because the supply gets cut in half.
And we will see the stock market do that again too. It's like they've been doing this for a century with the stock market, or whatever it is. And they're gonna continue to do that, right? And the stock market's gonna go back up, and the housing market's gonna go back up, and the Bitcoin market's gonna go back up. Like, everything's gonna go back up. We just need to be patient.
Basically, what we're seeing right now is just a correction from the pump. We had a massive pump. Everything got overinflated. Now this is just your average basic correction. We're coming back to a reasonable price here for things.
And if you're still buying Bitcoin,
and even then, we're still not even close to a reasonable price for some asset classes. Like, some of it's still absolutely ridiculous. Could drop like literally another 80%, and then it would be closer to an average price, a reasonable price for some of this stuff. So you always keep that in mind. But money is burning.
$3,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen just because of the amount of people I know personally with.
But I'd love to get a 10K Bitcoin too.
Yeah. I know. If it went down there, you just buy a couple of them. Just in case, right? Like, whatever.
I'd rather believe in that than the banks.
Exactly.
Speaking of banks, what did you have in mind here?
Well, honestly, it's the honest truth. Like, the banks are insolvent So I wanted to say, just because we've had like these lending platforms go insolvent, that's where you've probably heard that term before.
Well, yeah, but we talked about it last year too, that these lending platforms were going to be the ones that were going to be attacked by regulations and government, and probably shut down first.
Yeah, because they're making a bunch of money, but they're making people's money. It's literally a perfect Ponzi scheme, right? Wow. So they're paying old investors with new investors money. So that's how it works. But the banks are no different, right? So the banks, when you put your money in the bank, you get a little, digital phone, whatever. number that comes up and says you have this much money in the bank, but that money's gone.
The banks don't like it when people prosper.
That money is gone. As soon as you put it in the bank, it's gone. So, and it's gone.
Then what?
Yeah. But so because they give it to somebody else to do something with, right? So they take the money, they lend it out. Just like
but they can come over the data and you don't see it, so they can have the Ponzi scheme all they want.
Exactly,
but not you.
They just hide.
They can prosper.
They hide it better because they've been doing it for a lot longer. But now, and the thing is with the crypto,
you can't fucking sweep over.
It's on the blockchain, right? So you can't do that.
Nope.
But it's okay because this sort of stuff needs to happen for us to work out to find the way that it's going to work for everybody, right? Like we're in the Wild West, like a lot of people are calling. It's new. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be crazy. We're still trying to figure it all out. Stuff like this has to happen. It's gonna happen regardless.
I think I sent you of the boxer.
Oh my god! I was like, what? Yeah.
Face is all beat right up, but it's like exactly like the bear market, right? It's like, you're putting up a good fight, right?
I'm having a blast.
Having a good time.
I'm having a blast here. I'm
like,
having a beer. Oh man, that was so crazy.
Straight out, lips are bleeding.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what we're going through now because we were buying. Consistently, we've been dollar cost averaging, so we did buy the higher prices, and we're still buying the lower prices too. I didn't, you know what I mean? So,
but maybe potentially one day, maybe not. But they're on their way transitioning to it to try to avoid it. But the banks, if everybody went to the bank and withdrew their funds, they would say no, sorry, we don't have it. So I do believe in. Which obviously would be a big problem, right, from mass chaos. But I do believe it was prior to 2020, banks would hold approximately 10% in cash of what they were worth on hand. And that has gone down to zero since 2020. So like they literally don't even, like, if you want to go to the bank to get $5,000, you have to give them 2 days notice, pretty much nowadays. It's like, are you kidding me? $5,000?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I bought a dirt bike for $5,000 and I didn't have any problem getting cash.
Well, I mean, it's just recently?
No, in the last couple of years. But like,
I don't know. I was trying to get $5,000 the other day, and they were like,
"Really?
You're gonna need a couple days." Like, oh, maybe they already. I mean, maybe somebody already came in that day and grabbed $5,000, right? Like they could have been out of money if you go in early.
You got to think at any given day there's fucking $100,000.
I gotta beat the lineup to get my money.
Yeah, but if 20 people come needing $1,000 from the cash machine that day?
Yeah, but nobody does that anymore. Oh, the cash machine. I went to the actual till. The cash machines get upgraded. I guess put money in every day too.
Sorry, to the teller to get $1,000 or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they gotta have $5,000. There's $5,000 there. Come on.
Well, you would think so.
It's funny money.
You would think so, but I don't know, man. Have you seen the guys walking out? The three dudes in the vests with the guns that are like transferring the money.
Oh man,
their duffel bags are like this big these days. They're basically purses.
Just tiny.
So they've got like maybe 10 grand in that thing.
Actually, over a decade ago, years and years and years ago. I was around like 20 or 21 years old or something like that, and I was on my way to work. It's like 5:30 in the morning, and I was wearing a flannel or whatever, probably a toque or something like that, a little bit of a beard happening, and I was in the shell, and they were changing. These guys were changing the money at the machine, and I made a little jolt towards buddy, and next thing I knew, I was like tackled up into the chips. Like they took their job pretty serious. I was like, "Whoa, it's joking around, guys."
He's been waiting weeks to tackle some kid.
Yeah, it's not funny, right? Yeah, no, it was funny. That's not funny.
You actually just like joked at him?
Yeah. Like I lunged at him, right?
God.
Yeah, and they like tackled me into the chips and like.
Well, I guess these chips are free now, right?
It was funny. It was good, actually. That's not funny. That's not a joke, man.
Either way,
I am having a good time.
Yeah. I'm a little bit sore, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, things are not as they want you to see, want you to think they are. This whole bank thing, I basically see in the future here, crypto is going to be taking it all over because there's just so much BS going on behind closed doors that you don't get to know about, that you will get to know about if you educate yourself with blockchain. Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of time for the amount of people to know how it works and be like, well, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Then it's over for the people that have been trying to, hey, yeah, we'll help you out with that. Like you don't need people to help you out, right? We know this now. We're educated. Our humans are growing as a society, and we need to get smarter. Please,
yes,
continue to get smarter. Don't get dumber. Stop letting people do shit for you. Do it for yourself.
Not you guys. I mean, we know you're smart.
Everybody
you're buying Bitcoin.
Everybody watching this channel is smart. So shout out to you guys.
If you're watching this channel,
smash that like
hopefully
button.
Buying Bitcoin, which
Smash
makes
it.
you a smart person.
Yeah. But they know exactly who we're talking about, and you can do good by educating people out there that you hang out and have a beer with at the bar or whatever. Bring it up. It's funny because people would always get so sensitive about talking about that stuff. A few years ago, people are starting to get more open to it. A lot of the time, people are asking me about it nowadays. I never would ever go up to somebody randomly and just be like, "Hey, man, have you heard about Bitcoin?" I mean, unless I was at like some sort of
Well, you don't do that. Just like I don't want people coming to my door and be like, "I'd like to speak to you about Jesus Christ." Like I don't.
Exactly.
You can't go door to door and be like, "I'd like to talk to you about Bitcoin
unsoliciting
and blockchain technology."
Bitcoin.
It's like chasing a guy around his car.
Have you heard of Web3?
Bitcoin is only 17,000 right now.
Buy it. Oh, yeah.
Hey?
So, anyways.
Yeah.
Where is the money then, Julian? Where is all the money?
Where is all the money? And it's funny because the funny money, exactly. In the last 2 years, we know that 40% of the money supply was printed in the last 2 years, right? So it is crazy. Where is all the money? It went into these assets, but what happened? Like where, you know what I mean? It's just, comes digital numbers that just lined a whole bunch of people's pockets without ever actually having existed because they printed it all in the last fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the cash ends up wherever the cash ends up. But the reality is that assets pumped into the moon, and then all of a sudden, they dropped, 60% on the stock market or 85% in Bitcoin market. But it's like these guys are still rich. They profited. They took all the numbers from the computer system, right?
Yeah, the money hasn't gone anywhere.
So
it is sitting on the sidelines waiting for basically them to be like, okay, the people are figuring this out. We gotta we gotta start buying back these assets because they're not going any lower. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Bitcoin. It's like a nice level of support to where the point where people can't be scared anymore. Because it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. It takes a couple years. People are like, whatever.
See shit like this though.
They can only scare people so much, and then they got to come up with something new or whatever, right? But like eventually, that old thing you're talking about, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares at the end of the day.
So
you see the pump action though. It's like there's a lot more red in this chart, right? But you see the pump action gets everyone excited, breaks EMAs, and then dumps.
Well, you see
gets everyone excited, breaks these EMAs, and then dumps, right?
Yeah, and you see like a 2 or 3 day pump, and then it's like a week to go back down.
Yeah, and so what's happening is that these guys are pumping it, getting everyone excited, everyone buys up here, and then they trickle out. They trickle out their position to take all these profits, and then pump it up again, and then trickle out all those profits, and then everyone thinks it's going. You know what I mean? And now we've kind of just been in this downtrend for, since kind of middle of August here or whatever, right? But even the one little pump again, big excitement here. Oh shit, everyone's grabbing on, and then dumps. So, what do we see here? We see them accumulating, taking a little bit of profits, shaving a little bit of profits, but like majority of what they're doing, in my opinion, is probably accumulating here in these low prices. But
which you should be too. So stick to your DCA, smash that like button, and
we'll catch you in the next one.
Pigs and Bugs out. Peace.
Let's do a clackety clack to get out of here.
Clackety clack, and don't look back.
3